Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon from wherever you're hearing me from today. So basically, I'm back again with another tutorial. Yeah, so more like a design breakdown. So based on popular request, I'm making this video to just break this particular design down. The design was made a while ago. I think that was in May. Yeah, May this year, and people have been asking how was it done. Is it a very complex design? So I'm here to just break it down so that you can have a better understanding of how it was done. So basically, sometimes they say the most complex designs are the simplest designs. So I'll just try to break the whole design down. Let me first of all turn off all the layers. Let me first of all turn off the layers. Okay, so basically it all started with this. So the empty canvas, which is like the fear of most designers. So but then we just have to create something out of it. So if you've been conversant with my tutorials, you know I always start with a solid color. Any design I want to do, I always start with a solid color. So it's the solid color that will serve as the background, or that will serve as the base of what I'm building. So I have a brown solid color here. So, and if you don't know how to create a solid color, all you have to do is to come to this particular part of your layers panel. There's a circle, you click on it. The circle that looks like it's been divided into two, so that's where you click on, and you see solid color as the first. Then you can adjust your color picker or your color swatch to the particular tone of brown you are looking for. So then you press OK. So that's when you will have what we have. So from there, a particular, just a random layer was brought in, which was gotten on Pinterest. So yeah, basically, so this was it. It was gotten on Pinterest, and there were various things that was added. So this one was a normal how do you call it, the normal. It was, the blend mode was in normal. Yeah, so although you can see the background stuff, but I don't need that, so I just brought it down. Then I just added some other ones which was still normal, but I added Gaussian blur to it. So this was the original, right? So, and then Gaussian blur was added, then another one. Then I think it was that group that now gave vivid lights. Yeah, basically. So normal, yeah. So this is what it looks like under the normal circumstance. So that group was giving vivid lights. So vivid lights. So, and the aim is just to make sure that the character, if you look at the main design, see that this part looks more brighter and more smoky than every other part. So that's why, that was what I wanted to achieve, that I did that. And to control the light, I brought in my empty layer and created, using brush, just to shift the focus and align the focus only on that part. And you notice that everything is still under normal. It is the group that was put as vivid light. So this particular layer will just, concentrate that our focus. We make the focus to be on that side alone. All right, so from there we move straight to the next layer, which is this. Still trying to work with the red theme that I've been working with, because I'm just trying to bring in different layers. So then this, which is still complementing it. Then I tried different fonts, different text effects. Just the idea of what I wanted was something grungy. Yeah, so grunge effect. So if you check this, it's not really giving me that feel. It's giving me more like a speaker, maybe a concert or something like that. So I just said, oh no, I need to look for something grungy. So then I just left it alone, removed it, and I kept on, just putting those things just to make sure that the background is still looking very okay. I hope you're with me. So just to make sure the background is looking very okay. Then the next thing that was brought in, this is the main background now. This is the main background. So that's the main background. That's all that was. Then a picture was brought in, which was a picture of the soldier. Yes. So the picture of the soldier was like that. The picture of the soldier, it was even in normal. So, we would have explored maybe this screen. You can explore screen safe because it's still looking very, very, to an extent okay. But what I wanted was this, right? So because if you check, let me disable this. Disabling this is the picture of this of the soldier. It was gotten on Pinterest. Basically, it was gotten on Pinterest. Let me try to duplicate it. I don't want an issue whereby, okay, let me just do something. I'm coming. Duplicate, hold your alt and drag. So it has been duplicated, and let me clear smart filter so it won't hang. Yeah, basically. So this is the picture. This is the picture. This is the picture, right? So this is the picture. So it was just brought in and it was expanded to give me this, and then camera raw was added, right? So removing the camera raw and adding the camera again. So the aim is just to give that very, very grungy, having a grunge effect. Yeah, basically. So the camera raw might take a while, so I might just wait and maybe fast forward the video till when it is done. All right, so welcome back. So after that, I think the next thing is just to create that layer mask and just brush it off, because I need it to blend well, with the background. And then the next thing that was used is the text effect. Basically, that was just what really complemented the whole thing, and the depth that was here. So how was the depth created? Let me just come straight to this place and explain. So without the layer mask, oh no, I just have to disable it. So basically, this is it. This is the text effect without the layer mask. And please, another thing is the text effect didn't come like this. It didn't come like this. Breaking it down, I had to type up separately, and I have to type grade separately. So just type in the comment section upgrade if you want the link to this particular text effect, and I will do well to send it to you, or I might just link it in the description. So anyone is fine. So before I proceed, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share so that I can be able to create more of these videos. Thank you so much. All right, so moving forward, I just reduce the opacity of this particular text effect. Just reduce it, and then with my pen tool, I traced out the chain of the knight or the soldier, and then I had this. So then I will increase the opacity again. That's it. So to add depth, then you need to create an empty layer using your brush. Then you have to brush. So let me just practicalize that so that we can understand what I'm trying to say. So this is an empty layer. Using your brush, take a color using your eyedropper, then using your brush, reduce the size of the brush so that it can just give you the depth that you want. Then I will just brush over here. So once I finish brushing over, I will come here and just clip it, and you see that that's exactly what I want, and then I can reduce the opacity to maybe, let's say 90. Although it's too much, but that's just it. That's how that was achieved. So I can just leave it like that. So then the next thing that was done is just to add the other details. I think it should be the other details, right? Yep, it should be according to 2 Corinthians. So 10 verse 4. For the weapon of our warfare, and not carnal. In 2 Corinthians, not for rest, not against flesh and blood. So, and then from there, we move straight to adding other details, like this particular, some elements, just basic elements were added. So this black texture is this basically. So this is it. This is just it. So you might not really notice the what they call it. You might not really notice the effect it did, but there was an effect it added. There was just a bit of light effect that there. Let me zoom it so that you can see. So this all the other elements that I'm adding is just to complement what has been added. And if you notice the background, there are sparks. Yeah, basically, so there are some like sparks of maybe smoke, something was burned. So just to complement that, more sparks were added. So these are also sparks, and then more sparks was added just to complement it. And if I know, if you can see from my own point of view, it's already making sense. Then a light was added just to complement what we have already. Then more lights, more of the lights. So more of the lights was added, more of the lights. So, and if you've been conversant, well, I always say that if you have for example, this is it. So if you have something like this, just to break it down a bit, you can just use your curve adjustment to just break it down. And if I open the curve adjustment, see that I just brought it down a bit so that it can blend with. Do you get? So that's just it. And then from there, I think we added the paper. So the paper is just a tone paper, then the divider, the date and time, and then the picture. So now let me just talk about the picture for a brief moment. Now the picture is is a very complex structure, right? So because if you notice, the picture kinds of also give a grungy effect. So I will explain this picture so that I will be able to understand very well. All right, so let me just start from here. So the picture is basically, let me break it down. All right. So the picture starts with this, right? So it's just a normal picture with camera raw. If you're watching my videos very well, and I use camera raw a lot. So, and if you notice that the placement of the picture was based on the arrangement, it's because it was pre-planned that okay, the picture will better stay here. It will be better if the picture stayed here. I hope you are following me. So that's why I had to put it here. So then the next thing was just hue and saturation to just give it a black and white feel. But with the hue and saturation, I didn't really, reduce it to the end. I just give it a number -36. Yeah, so sometimes if your picture has too much of saturations, you can just use that to, bring it in. And then I added this. Now, how was this achieved? It was achieved basically by just duplicating. Okay, let me practicalize that for you. So just duplicate this particular layer, Ctrl J to duplicate, then bring it on top of this layer. You can rasterize it because sometimes it's very hard. So then you can delete this. So with that, you now go to filter, blur, and motion blur. So then you set the blur distance to this place. So you set the blur distance, right? So then you can now press OK. So with your layer mask, then take your brush and then you brush out the part that you want to reserve. So that's how to do that. I hope you get me. So then we have this. There's still hue and saturation just to tone it down. Then gradient map. So the first gradient map that was added was this red. Now, I know you won't believe that's what actually gave it that background of the grunge. That was what gave it that grunge effect that we see. So then I can't leave it like this. It does not, the rule is that your picture, every element you use must work well together. And then just to tone it down, I added another gradient map that was black and white. So, but before I continue, let me just show you the scale of this gradient map that was used. So basically, this is the scale of the gradient map that was used, right? So then I press OK. Then I'm able to close this because I don't want it to distract me. So then I added just black and white, but a gradient map of black and white. So if you want to check it, you can check this. I'm not sure if it's total black though. Yeah, it is not total black. So it's 191919, which is not total black. It's not pitch black. So most times I don't really advise you use pitch black on your designs. I personally don't advise it. So not for any other thing, but I don't know. That's just my own. So then to complement it, I will merge all the layers with Ctrl Shift Alt E to merge all layers, convert it to smart objects. Then I will now go to camera raw and just work on something to give me a more grungy look. Let me do that also. I don't want the video to be too long. So it's because it's already running at 18 minutes now. So let me just convert this to smart objects. All right, so we are here, and then the major thing that we just touch is the sharpening. I just sharpen it, then under the basics, the major one that I touch so that it will just give me that very sharp effect is maybe clarity and texture, just a bit. And you can do a bit of trial and error so that it will be able to give you the perfect thing you want. So we have it already. So from this to this, from this to this. So basically that's how the design was created. I hope you gained one or two things from this. And if you did, please do well to share it with any other person that would be interested. And thank you so much. Till when next we see, you can do well to follow me on Instagram at T_art_designs. And if you send a DM on any design that is looking complex to you, I would gladly make a video, and so that you can understand what we are explaining. So we are here to grow together. So thank you so much. Till next time we see again, don't stop creating, and God bless you.